I feel like we should probably just leave the negative side of Nigeria for now.
Fun fact: I've never used ChatGPT.
You haven't?
Never used
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I don't even know. Like I've never really gone and used it. I don't know why. It's not that like I'm afraid of it. I've just never used it.
All right, welcome back to the First Draft podcast. I have some interesting guests here that are already making noise.
Valor is making noise.
And the last episode we had it with Eric and Yugosin. You can watch that with the link in the description below. But this time around we have two other interesting guests, also tech bros, amazing people in tech. So,
Oh shit.
without further ado, allow me to introduce my next guest. Actually, they should introduce themselves. So,
What's up, guys? Valor Reviews here.
What's up, guys? Easy boy.
how are you guys doing?
We're
Not
good.
bad.
All right.
Didn't give us sausage though, but
We're supposed to come last time. That was like many weeks ago, actually.
Many weeks ago.
And
I had an
easy.
encounter with Lagos.
Easy got fined.
They
Passed one way.
hijacked Easyboy's car. But glad we're here finally.
Yeah.
We have a couple of things that we're going to talk about today.
All right.
And I think in the previous episode again with Eric and Wilson, we talked about how Meta is launching a Twitter competitor.
A copycat, you mean? Yeah.
Threads.
Yeah.
To make all of us tailors.
The name we came up with was Telegram because Instagram, Telegram, and Telegram is like
Right.
written text. But yeah, the Telegram is taken. So they took
They
Threads.
decided to make all of us tailors.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Threads?
Easy, go first, cause I don't
I
know.
was about to say you should go
Nah.
first. You signed up before me. Go first.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, because of the number there, right?
You signed up before me.
So I don't know. I'm an Elon Musk fan, right? So I feel like they're copying Twitter, and they haven't added anything new at the moment. So it's like a copycat with less features. So I don't know.
I think they are adding new features, but I think for the iOS
Obviously, they'll
app,
roll it out.
for the iOS app. I think they're
Yeah.
not adding a following tab and all. Yeah, well, for me, I signed up because I'm a content creator. I don't want to lose the opportunity for a potential net revenue stream. So,
Ole.
of course, that's the way.
Yeah.
Not just if we don't go up.
I actually like Threads, Sha. Like I feel like Threads is just like a Twitter for Instagram users in a way. I don't know. I mean, it's the same people on all these platforms, but there's a way you behave on Instagram.
And you don't really
You
expect
behave
more
on-
from Threads, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have so much like
Yeah.
Twitter. So you don't
Yeah.
really expect it to do.
But I don't know if it's just me, but I've seen that people using Threads, the usage has declined. People are getting tired of it.
So maybe yes, probably, because a lot of people have been posting on Threads that the engagement is lower. What's going on? It's possible that the user might be declining. Like
Personally, I think it's, if you have been an Instagram user, you don't really have that Twitter tweeting behavior. You jump on Threads for new trend and all, and after some time, you don't like tweeting normally. You just jump back to Instagram. So the people
True.
that are still consistent on Threads, I think there are more people that were on Twitter and they are taking advantage of Threads.
Yeah, I think Threads will thrive, sure.
And posting videos is clear.
Eventually,
Very, very clear.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
clear. But you can't stream, there's so many things you can't
There's
do.
so many things, yeah. It will eventually happen, but it might take a while.
I like the
Because-
way they have their photo, like when you post a lot of photos.
Just
the way it's
sliding
on
by the side.
Carousel.
not
It's
directly.
nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I saw your tips. There's a video you shared about Threads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I learned something there.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then if you have if you shoot all these landscape, panorama photos, right? You can cut it and post it on Threads. Like when you scroll,
nice.
it joins together. Thread joins together like one photo. So when you scroll, it doesn't partition it.
oh really?
Yeah.
They should talk about monetization because Twitter has started paying. I mean,
Well,
yeah. So
Instagram is not paying yet. It's not
I
Threads.
don't,
So-
think, I don't think if they've not paid Nigerian Instagram people, why are they paying
So just
Threads?
forget about monetization of Threads.
Nah, I don't think that's the case.
No, Mark needed to just take advantage of that time where Twitter, I think that rate limiting feature. So
Yeah,
that
but
was the best
there are
time.
new updates now. You can turn on post notifications, I believe. You can also there's now alt text. so you can
Okay.
add descriptions to images, and then translation, I believe, will come soon.
I think the iOS app now has a for you or following tab or something, but I think only iOS for now.
Yeah,
but
when you
it's not
click
rolled
the
out for
search,
everybody.
the search area. But they said that they'll be adding more updates this week at least, is what they said.
They will. They should.
So what to conclude like the threads conversation, which one do you think would last the test, withstand the test of time?
Twitter is king.
The Twitter is king, and it's going to remain king for a while. But Threads will pick up. They're going to throw a lot of marketing, a lot of features as well. Things are going to improve, but I think Threads would catch up. But Twitter is still going to be
They have a
king for
very
now.
long way to go.
Yeah.
So
Eric
for
is-
the next part of the conversation is about locally our lovely beloved Naira.
Dum.
So
But it's good news. It's good news for people earning. But continue.
It's not good news.
It's good news
How
for
is it
people
good?
earning in dollars.
So
No.
basically, this is the situation. Like the first time, when the unification was announced, I made like an explainer video, and immediately, like there was like some days back, there was like this large uptick where the thing rose to 820 naira to $1, and now there's like today there's news cycles going around like naira is now 888 on black markets, plus 850 to $1. And I saw this tweet about like people who earn in dollars in Nigeria think that this is a good thing, but it is not. What did you guys think?
Let me even start by saying Fisayo, I think the market is following Fisayo because he made a video about the naira to the dollar going to 1,000 naira
Was it
for $1.
1,000 or 700?
Was it was
It was
800 or 1,000?
900.
900. So this is the person at fault. Drag him.
Wow.
But but then inflation and everything is going to go up. Everything has gone up. I mean, even fuel price has gone up as well. So
Yeah.
your $1,000 is now 820,000 naira, but every other thing has gone up. So it's just
See, I think what it does for you is you don't feel the impact as much as those who are
definitely,
earning in naira, because
definitely.
you're able to balance out to some extent. But those things, the person that is selling vegetable, you will still go there and buy from them. They will give you the effect. Yeah, it's more balanced for you, but then at the expense of the others as well.
And then also the fuel price as well going to 617. Well, I believe was the official number that they give.
So I came with Valor and Eric and
Everybody.
you go sim. You owe me 5 liters each.
I mean, like in terms of like,
We'll pay you in e-naira.
but in terms of like technology in Nigeria, there's the whole like everyone is. Let's zone out of our own bubble of okay, we're making content. We all have a significant amount of
We're earning in dollars.
for lack of a better sentence.
Yeah.
If we look at like people who are going into tech roles now, there's mostly, from my own experience, I know that most people are opting for remote roles. And for tech jobs, the cost to go up because, it might go down because, okay, you are not turning on the fuel generator in your offices for that long, and more people are not commuting, so it is going to save more cost for everybody. But at the same time, I feel like it's just not a good position to be in as a country in terms of productivity overall for everyone.
Agreed.
That's just my opinion.
Agreed.
I think.
100%.
It's not, and I think I also observed that like some manufacturers taking advantage of this period. Like if you notice Loyalty or IMO, those things, like the marketing rose up
for power
immediately
banks.
after subsidy was removed. They like started trending, people are bored, and now look at people that are using gas to power generators.
And even their cars.
I feel like we should probably just leave the negative side of Nigeria for now. Let us go to something nice that happened in
Something
Nigeria.
nice.
Airtel has brought
it
5G.
was 5G.
Woo! Go Airtel.
And did you guys see the MTN post?
Yes,
Immediately
welcoming Airtel.
welcoming Airtel.
And Airtel responded
with like
savagely.
a passing baton image.
Yeah.
So let's take it from here.
Wow.
Has anybody tried
It can be better.
Airtel 5G?
Yes, I actually have experience with Airtel 5G, and I have a couple of things to say.
Mm.
But however, I'm not sure how the 5G is. I have 5G coverage in my area with Airtel. But first, it was not working with Samsung phones. I don't know about today because there were some updates on Samsung phones. And I received the A14 5G. That's what Airtel promoted. So I've not powered that on to see if it will work. But then I put the SIM card on the Techno phone, and I was not getting past 75 Mbps for the download speed and upload speed. I was getting like up to 40 Mbps. Put it on a Nokia phone, the same thing. Check different areas, the same thing. So it's as if the speeds were capped not to go past 75 Mbps. So it's not like
Wait. 75 Mbps.
yeah.
Isn't it?
So consistently 75 Mbps. So you see, it's like it wants to go past 75, but it's as if it's capped. So I don't know if it's maybe data plan that I had, if there are specific data plans that can reach that speed, or if some devices or areas have specific data caps. I don't know yet. I've only not tried it on an iPhone. But I know there are people that are using it that have higher speeds, and most of them use iPhones.
That's true. Yugosin is also here, by the way. Is in there.
It's in one corner.
Legacy.
You got the A14. He got the A14 5G. You didn't? Or you mentioned that it was okay.
They just delivered mine today, actually. Since it was pre-order, I don't think anybody has gotten it or is getting it until today.
Interesting. Anyway, we'll look forward to that. Hopefully, like when he drops it, we'll add a link in the description.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that conversation okay?
I think we just only talked about like how I've experienced it,
Yes.
but then what does it really mean for Nigeria in general, right? There's competition for
5G.
right?
Yeah.
There's more 5G.
Yeah.
I think also people might want to buy 5G devices more now because before, why buy a device for 5G? It doesn't really.
See, my own issue with that is the same people that will buy 5G devices are the same people that will complain that my data, I just did 10 gigabytes and it has finished. Like,
Yes.
come on now.
Have you guys seen the comment section of banks and network providers?
It's not just their comment section, in every comment section, especially on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a bank name withheld that brought a new app, and it's not been nice.
Yeah.
It's not been nice. But back to Airtel and MTN 5G. I mean, MTN 5G has been. Is it like 6 months now? 8 months? They've been
Past 6
around.
months.
Past 6 months, right?
Almost a year now.
Yeah.
They launched in August, right?
I can't even
Around
remember because
September, but about 8 months.
We'll put the correct.
yeah, and there's no dedicated data plan for 5G. Yes, and
it works fine.
because it's so fast, like before you blink, it's downloaded or uploaded whatever you want. I know people that are switching back to 4G just to conserve their data because it's that fast. And if you tell them that it's because of what you're downloading, they say no, it's like 4G will conserve my data and all that, but it's still the same download size. So there's that. But it's good that Airtel is rolling out 5G, and hopefully they roll out to more areas because there's no coverage here, and this is lucky. So yeah.
Wait, you're not getting 5G reception?
I mean, if you Fire Studio for that matter.
And let's check MTN 5G. So interesting.
So if Airtel is watching, they should come and set up here.
Yeah, it's probably going to take a while.
It will take a while. Yeah.
MTN too, similar.
It took a while.
It took a while.
I think when MTN started, they were put out complaint that you see 5G on the street and not you go inside.
Yeah,
Definitely, yeah, that happened.
Especially in phase 1. So when I was testing, I went to Ikoyi because that's MTN's office is around Falamo. I went there. I went to different places and I just tested the speed. And yeah, it worked better around where MTN's offices were, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And then in Lekki phase 1, I know that I walked on the street. I walked in front of a restaurant I went in, but when I got inside, the speed significantly reduced. So I feel like stage by stage, it's just going to take a while.
Yeah.
It will take a while.
Yeah.
I think when MTN started, when I wanted to test, I always said I needed to go to Ikeja.
Or Pepe to be precise.
But now, like, I have 5G inside my house every time, anywhere, and it's working very fine. It's fast.
All right. Is the conversation sufficient?
Yeah, I think
it's so. Yeah.
Okay. Before we started the podcast, Izzy Boy was asking us to add one more thing to the podcast, and I feel like you're very, very excited about it.
No, I am.
See it.
So the ASUS,
This is it.
Is it Asus or Asus?
ROG Ally.
ROG Ally. It's basically a Windows 11 device
Yeah.
For contest.
that is also a gaming device.
Yeah.
That is
A handheld
Very
gaming
big.
PC. Yeah, it's
a
big.
handheld PC.
Yeah.
Why did you get it?
Okay.
Too much money.
No, that's not it. So I've always really wanted to have
Wait.
handheld.
Before you go on, how much did you get it?
It's $699 US.
Times 800.
No,
And
That's
I think when I got it, dollar was not 800 then.
yeah.
but wait,
Anyway,
how much is PlayStation 5?
500. But can we have PlayStation 5 here? The way we have this here now.
I feel like it makes sense, y'all.
Yeah. So I've always wanted like handheld. I was a big fan of the PSPs back then. I could not afford it. I always had my friends. So when I could afford, PSP stopped producing PS Vita.
Now that he has
outdated
money.
games, but then the Steam Deck didn't really call to me like this one. Probably because this one ran Windows. So,
Why not a Switch?
okay, the gaming library is why I didn't go for Switch. The kind of games I wanted to play were not there on Switch. So since this is Windows, like the games are all there. Steam, Xbox Game Pass, everything accessible on the normal gaming PC I can do here.
And the graphics are good.
Yeah, the graphics are good. I've never
sure
really
they'll
had to
be good.
tinker with the settings. I've just put the game I want to play and
Makes sense.
From what I can read on the specs, it has is it 16 gig RAM?
yeah, 16 gig
512
RAM,
gig
512
storage.
gig SSD, and then
And it's an SSD.
Ryzen 1 Extreme,
What's the processor on it?
AMD Ryzen 1
Z1 Extreme.
Z1 Extreme. Sorry, yeah.
So how long does it
4
last?
nanometer.
Like fully charged?
Fully charged, at best you are going to get only 2 hours, depending on what game you are playing. It's not.
$700,
That's
2
if you are
hours.
playing a game. If you are using it for anything other than gaming, it might get up to 7 hours for
What's
it.
wrong with you, man?
But it's common with handhelds like this.
But you can use a power bank, right?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You can use the power bank with 65 watts capabilities to charge it.
It seems like a device that makes sense, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
it makes sense. I can play FIFA 23 here. I can play God of War.
And you
Yeah.
rely on Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, use Wi-Fi. It doesn't have SIM slots, so
Okay.
but it's a PC.
that's
But then I
interesting.
can play all the games offline as well. So
Oh, nice.
so Windows.
all. There's no exception.
No PC games, just where you can play on your PlayStation.
So you download
Aren't
it
there
on the
games that you
memory.
need Wi-Fi for?
So like if I want to play FIFA 23, if I want to play FIFA online now, yes, I need internet for
Yeah.
that. But if I want to play campaign like
Oh,
career
yeah,
mode,
yeah,
I don't need network for that.
Oh.
And other games like that. So it's only when I want to, even Call of Duty, they have campaign mode. It's only when I want to play Warzone online, I need to connect. to
So
the
I'm
internet.
considering a mobile game, a portable mobile gaming device. Which one would you recommend? Switch, this, or Steam Deck?
Yeah, Steam Deck is another option, but then the challenge with Steam Deck is that it runs on Steam OS. So it's only restricted to games you can find on Steam.
Steam.
If you want the Xbox games, you can't get it. If you want EA games, you can't get it. So
By the way, you can't put this in your pocket. It won't
So-
fit.
it depends. It depends on how big your pocket is.
This is the first time I'm holding this thing.
So
I
I would
haven't
recommend Switch if I think Switch should have better battery life. Switch if you like, maybe you play games like just FIFA, you just play soccer, and some of those normal small games, and maybe Witcher, nothing too advanced. But if you want advanced games, you have to go for one of these. Either this or
Yeah.
the Steam Deck. The Switch will not give you that.
I mean,
performance.
we were supposed to do a video where I would say, why can't you just play games on my smartphone instead of getting this? But yeah, the graphics, the games.
And then even these days, maybe we'll probably talk about it. Put it in my smartphone gaming, how it has become so far.
yeah,
Right? Back in the day, you can play games offline. These days, no internet, no party.
true.
Interesting. Okay, that's it on the ASUS ROG Ally. I think it's quite cool. I started reading up on it. Immediately you mentioned it. I've been reading up on the ASUS.
It's cool.
Actually, I've been seeing
Look
it
at
everywhere. I
now.
think
It's
OK
pretty.
did OK get
Yeah,
one?
OK got one as well.
Yeah, and
So
I
I
thought
think we're
that
the first two in Nigeria to get it.
I thought maybe Share Shopship was giving everybody. Fine, where's my own?
No, we ordered and Shuttershop delivered in like 3 days. Like, I was
Mad.
shocked. 3 days.
With no,
Okay.
is this an advert? With no custom fees, right?
No, of course not. There will be like extra.
How much
Yeah.
did you pay for
no,
that?
I think so. Since it's $6.99,
Yeah.
total from Shuttershop is like $8.50.
Rich kids.
So after tax, it's like $7.68 or so.
Okay, so that's like another $100 on top, or 110.
Like 90 or
90.
less.
And in 3 days, that's not bad. That's unbeatable, man.
I was expecting it like 5-7 days. but-
Anyways,
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Shop Chip. They
Yeah.
are not sponsoring this. I wish they were, but
Contact him.
Contact us.
like Shop Chip, very very good service to like get stuff from.
And it is
US.
because the service I use, name withheld, it takes 9 to 12 days. So 3 days for me, it's like, wow.
No, this was the first. I think they usually take like 5 days. So they
Okay.
wanted to surprise us. So I think they fast tracked it and they just come like.
Or is it because you're an influencer? They saw your name and like, oh, this guy, let's get his own.
No, not really. It's a trending device, right? It became available on the same day for everybody. So the men that got it, I think they just fast tracked it. And 3 days, they just called me. Your device is available.
Nice.
All right. Still on the topic of gaming. Do you guys play VR? Do you like VR?
Initially, when VR started, when it came out, the Google Lens, I think that's what
Yeah.
it's called. I did that cartoon.
Google.
It wasn't Google Lens. Sorry.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
name
what
for
you're
it.
talking about.
I did that cartoon one. I like, but then it got tiresome. Where it's for some time. It was
But that was just for viewing.
Yes,
Yeah,
for viewing.
yeah.
But I've never really played VR games.
I have, and I got dizzy.
It was actually called Google Cardboard.
Cardboard, yeah.
Google Cardboard. That's it.
You know the funny thing is I googled Google Cardboard, and that's the name. Anyway,
That's it.
so
But
what
you're a
do
big fan of VR, right?
I have that
The
one.
Quest
I'm always
2?
every time I'm always talking about any opportunity I get. I'll talk about VR because I really really like VR gaming. I just like it. I don't know. It just makes me feel it's different.
Maybe I'm just old school, but I just feel like if I'm going to wear it and it's going to make me lose
But don't you
sight
get
or
dizzy?
track of my surroundings, right?
Maybe okay in Resident Evil you might get dizzy because it's like you're in another world.
Exactly,
You can't
yeah.
move anywhere. I don't know about Star Wars. It's Star Wars. I don't know about Star Wars, but I know Resident Evil is more interactive. You can punch.
So,
stuff.
so you see, that's the thing, right? If using that, if it's going to make me lose sight or track of my surroundings, right? Because
you need space now. You need a big
of
space.
course. So it depends on the game you are playing and how passionate you are about
Yeah.
it. You can go and punch a wall. Has it
No.
ever
Well, I
happened to
have
you?
punched
Aha, you
several-
see?
You have?
several times.
But then there's a calibration where you
Yes,
would
even though.
even wow.
Yeah, I punched,
And
different things.
like it has a warning if you're getting too close to a wall or something.
During the gameplay, you will not even you will not even
notice.
know.
You
You will
Wow.
not even care.
So imagine like playing a game, let's say game like God of War, like hack and slash game comes with VR and like you're hacking and slashing. You go and slash your TV.
No. Has that happened? Are you getting the Apple Vision?
Yes, the Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Wow.
You are
I want to, yes.
rich kids.
I like so this is I was even going to ask you guys about Apple Vision Pro and what you think. But the thing that is the most fascinating to me is the eye tracking. There are cameras inside Apple Vision Pro that will now track your eyes and your eye becomes the cursor. So wherever you look is where the cursor is, essentially. It's fascinating to me because I'm happy that tech has come this far. The other downside is Apple has your eye data, so they know exactly what you're looking at. They have the data to know, like, the way. I don't know if you've experienced all those heat maps in websites. There's a site, there's a tool called Hotjar that would show heat maps. So you can install it on your website. If you have a website, you
Show
can
you
install it on
where
your website.
most
See
users
where
spend time
the
the most.
mouse of every visitor of your website mostly collides. It's usually on the home button. People click on the logo to go home.
Yeah.
So that's where the most part. But it's to show other areas that have like more
Interaction.
Interaction, exactly. So now that they can do that to your eyes, I feel like it's scary in a way. It's another thing to be worried about.
Maybe you might not
Let
need to
them
worry
track
about
my
it
eyes,
for your
nothing.
lifetime, right? I think
But-
on that, what it just reminded me of this Hollywood strike.
Okay, yeah.
You
the
read
writer's
about
strike.
it, yeah. So
Because of AI.
yeah, so I think the news was that Hollywood wanted their permission to get their face, their data, so that they just come get that and get the license for it, and they can use that to make videos later on. So it kind of puts them out of job potentially, because if you have my whole data and everything, you can make a video of me while I'm not even there. So that's what they are striking for.
Funny enough, I watched a video yesterday about a deep fake. They used somebody's face voice to create a video, and that wasn't the person.
Yeah.
So now that's what they're like.
Welcome to
fighting
the new
for.
world.
It's not bad yet.
It's
No,
not yet.
Yet.
Maybe not in our. Would it be bad in our lifetime?
what man? The way the speed tech is going, I think,
But I think
it will be
eventually
interesting.
We will adapt, right? We will still adapt.
But for the Apple Vision Pro, right? I think it's not just, it's a productivity tool for me, because you can browse, you can watch movies, you can.
But do you really want that kind of immersiveness?
It's a different experience, and I feel once you just tap into it, you're not going to want to be doing anything on your smartphone. The only problem now is the battery thing. You need to connect, and but yeah, it's to get better.
Yeah.
To get better. It's
I feel
a,
like Apple will probably find a
But
solution.
it's
Yeah.
expensive.
It's expensive. It's too expensive.
it can buy a car.
$3,500. Not to, the exchange rate.
Good luck.
Let's calculate.
It's taking luck. Yeah.
I
But
think
it
you said
is-
888, right? Then 3,500. Wow.
3.1 million.
Valor wants to say it's not that bad. Say it.
It's not that bad.
Okay. We're talking about like Apple Vision Pro and AI and everything. Like AI is already everywhere. Like, do you think AI is like, is it too much to the point where it's rendering people useless, or is to get there eventually?
Why I'm laughing is because you said useless. People get rendering people useless. See, you need to upgrade your skills, right? Fine. I feel AI is just a tool, because like the one I mean everybody's using chat, the one chat, yeah, and there's this one Adobe launched, the
Adobe podcast.
podcast. I use that one a lot.
Yeah,
So it's a tool. It's a tool that you can use to get things done
I use
faster.
that one to get out of a bad audio situation.
Like so many times.
Mic is not recording. And
We're just scratching the surface, so we've not even started. So to me it's like everybody's testing and seeing what they can do, so it hasn't even started.
see, I think like many other things, they will definitely come with regulation, so
Yeah.
that permissions and all of those things, and also
China
it's,
has regulated. China has done AI regulation.
also it's really all about adaptation, right? If you know that AI is where everybody's going to now, and you see that your job feels threatened, find a way to adapt your skills such
Yeah.
that you'll be able, because AI might not necessarily control itself. You'll be able to like guide AI. So pick skills that will put you in that situation, not stay there and let everything just pass you by.
And I mean, there's still going to be that human element. AI can't just take over everything. But if you're like an accountant or something like that, I mean, there are softwares that have taken your job.
Also,
So
there could also be the point where it comes to that, in a time of too much AI, people are looking for originality.
yeah, yeah.
So there will be that.
Oh, there was this. Was it Drake or somebody? That
When they use this voice for
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not threatened by AI yet. I don't know why
Yes.
I'm not threatened. A fun fact: I've never used ChatGPT.
You haven't?
I've never used
Jesus
it.
Christ.
I don't even know. Like, I've never really gone and used it. I don't know why. It's not that like I'm afraid of it. I've just never used it.
Wow.
The only AI tool I've used is the Adobe podcast that you mentioned.
Okay.
That's the only one.
You
Wow.
should try ChatGPT.
It will blow your mind.
Eventually, but part of me is making me feel like it might make me feel lazy.
No. I feel like one thing you can try is maybe do something like if you write a script, for instance, maybe a short script, ask it to debate you on the script, like point out the flaws in this script.
So what I do is I just dump in my script there and say, hey, make it more interactive and funny. And you'll just be amazed on how the different variations you get.
But you don't have to take everything.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time
yeah.
I was like having
Pick.
like this creative block, right? This period, like I have a video I want to make. Sorry, I knew what to make. I just was not sure how to go about it. And then someone was like, give your script samples, some of your ideas to ChatGPT to do it for you. I'm like, don't worry, let me rest. When I rest and come out, I think the ideas will come.
Local man.
All right, so we're down to the last two questions. Second to the last one is, what is your daily driver? Fellow, what is your daily driver? Easy.
So my daily driver, it depends. on the day. It depends on what I'm doing. But I have the S23 Ultra, which I'm going to break today. I also have the
Breaker.
iPhone 14 Pro Max, which I don't use. See, the battery is on 100%. I don't use it.
My phone has never been 100%.
I also have the Phantom V Fold, which I use a lot. So yeah, those are the phones I use.
Well, my daily drivers are
Wow.
the S23 Ultra, which is my primary phone. My primary SIM never lives here. And then I have the Samsung Galaxy Fold 4. I also interchange it with the Phantom V Fold, depending on the day or what I want to do that day. And then my third phone, where's my third phone? Oh, my third phone is actually the V Fold.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
I have an iPhone, but that one it's a cupboard phone.
Chai. Somebody's dream phone in the cupboard.
And then the last question for the podcast is, I need you guys to give us one tech tip that nobody probably knows about.
Tech tip.
Did they both come together?
Okay, I think I have one. Not many people. Maybe you might have been doing it subconsciously. I don't know if you call it a tech tip. So when you interact with your touch device, most devices are touch these days, and maybe you touch something that you don't intend to touch. Instead of like making a mistake, what I do is, if I notice immediately, I leave my hand there and drag out of there and do something else. So instead of taking that action and taking me out of that place, it doesn't do anything. So it works for Windows. I think it works for iOS as well and Android. Just something
Like
nice.
when you like a very offensive tweet on Twitter.
Yeah, so mistakenly tap like, and
Yeah.
as long as you've not removed your hand, the action has not happened. So you just drag away from there. So does that pass as a tech tip?
Funny enough, we make tips every day. So I'm like, which tip? So this one is for iPhone users. If you're using the iPhone 12, 13, and 14, I think you guys just have to migrate to eSIM, because that way, if you have an eSIM and your smartphone gets stolen, even when the smartphone is off, you can track it. The only thing is you need another iPhone device, an Apple device, to be able to track it even when it's off. So if you're going to the website iCloud.com/find, you won't be able to see it on a regular Android device. You need another Apple device to be able to find that phone. So if you want your iPhone to be unstealable, get an eSIM and that's it.
How exactly does that work?
So the iPhone, just like this one, when you're trying to switch it off, right, it's going to tell you that
Your iPhone is still findable.
Yeah.
Like when my iPhone was low this morning when I was leaving the house, I just put it up. I wanted to plug it to charge. So I pressed the power button to check if it's on, and it showed me battery low, but iPhone is findable.
iPhone is
It's eSIM,
findable
I'm
after
using
power off. Yeah. So with it, it's not like your phone doesn't really go off. So if
So even if your battery is low, it's still fine.
you're still trackable.
So more like they're reserving some of those battery for those cases.
And it's only iPhones that have that feature.
I guess. Well, we will find out. Samsung also has findable after it's off, but I've not tried it.
After it's off, really?
Yeah. So also, fun fact: when my car was at last month, my Samsung tag, smart tag.
Yeah.
So initially, normally, I think if smart tag was if there are no Samsung devices in the area, you cannot track it.
Exactly, yeah.
So the day I wanted to use it the first time to test it, it didn't really work the way I wanted it. So, but then that period, when I came around the next day to check, someone asked me, "Is your car actually there?" I just checked. It showed me my car where it was.
Okay.
They changed the location of the car where I left it. So when I went inside, that was what I used to track it. So Samsung phones switched off. It requires other Samsung phones to be in the area, but it's findable even if it's switched off. But it's something I actually need to test if it works like the iPhone to be able to confirm.
Yeah. And I tested it works for the iPhone.
You've used AirTags.
Yeah. Funny enough, my AirTag, the battery is low. I get the warning.
You don't have, does it? I have
I
a
think
pack
I've
of
changed,
batteries.
like,
I have a
twice
pack of
now.
those batteries if you need.
So I did an experiment. I used the Samsung tag and the AirTag, kept it in my brother's car to see which one actually works. And I'm not even funny enough. It's like Samsung worked better. Like there are more Samsung users in Lagos than iPhone. So I was able to get the precise location
Is that
of my
true?
brother.
Yeah, more
Yes,
Samsung devices. Okay, what?
than iPhones.
Interesting.
Yeah, more Samsung mid-range
Yeah.
devices, so.
Mid-range devices, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
it looks like
and,
we will have more Samsung on this table than
Yeah.
okay,
seeing-
yeah, than Pixels.
All right. Thank you so much, you guys. With
Thanks
that,
for
we
having
are
us.
Done with the
Where's our pounded yam?
second episode of First Draft. What?